We are Sorted, a group of mates who have your back when it comes to all things food. From cooking battles to gadget reviews
And it's not worth it.
and cookbook challenges to a midweek meal packs app.
Crack your eggs, bake.
We uncover the tools that'll help us all cook and eat smarter. Join our community where everything we do starts with you.
Welcome to Sorted Food.
Now, I think we are all in need of a bit of a pick-me-up right now, so get ready for some light-hearted silliness as we review a few TikTok food trends to see if they're actually any good.
And of course, we're going to be adding our own subtle, sorted twists, because who says you can't play with your food?
Baz, what's on your menu?
Well, I can tell you guys are full of hope and optimism today. I'm about to destroy that with Sprite Pie. So the video I'm watching today is by Kitchen Tool. I'm not sure how much he believes in this recipe. I'm going to be honest with you. He's kind of walking you through it, and he's saying that it's magic in its process. But even when he tastes it at the end, he doesn't sound convinced.
You're really building this up, Baz.
It's interesting because we've got our very own kitchen tool doing this one.
Brilliant. I was going to use that on you. That's not fair. I've not seen anywhere anybody say that this actually tastes good.
And it looks like you've already twisted one ingredient.
My ready-made pie has been ready-made by the food team here, so brilliant. Step up already. I'm swapping out this Sprite for Cherry Aid. Hopefully it's going to add a bit more flavour. Lots of people reviewing the Sprite Pie say it doesn't actually taste of Sprite.
You're making a cherry pie?
I'm making a cherry pie. This doesn't feel right, does it?
For me, it's the method that filters into disbelief.
There's no chance this is going to be a crispy bottom by adding a can of Cherry Aid, is there?
It's not been blind baked, but there are recipes that you add the liquid portion in with the pastry, like a treacle tart, for example, is a very wet mixture.
What is your life?
I don't know.
I mean, from a height, it's an interesting choice.
Sorry, I just more dramatic in it. Then in with my sugar.
Because soda's not sweet enough.
So this is the weird bit. You're not meant to stir it. What's the point of taking a spoon? Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to add in some flour. Again, sprinkle it in. Don't stir it.
How are you not going to stir that?
And now some grated butter straight on top.
We have used cans of soda in other recipes before. We've made our own lemonade cake. Do you remember in Scotland we had pulled pork and iron brew? To use soda as a cheat, I don't think it's a bad thing if it works.
In the video, he has this bit already like pre-wrapped, and it's wrapped because
Keeps the direct heat off of the crust so it doesn't over-colour, because it's going to be in the oven for how long?
35 minutes at 200 degrees. If this works, it will be a miracle. I'm going to say it now.
The other thing about TikTok is that you're so intrigued on whether it's going to work or not that you have to wait for part 2 to see the success. So we'll come back to this later.
Evers, what are you making?
Well, I just thought Barry's was a bit too complex, so I'm doing a 2-ingredient recipe, ice cream bread.
I'm just looking at your desk there.
I've got this.
Yeah.
There's more than 2.
You did it!
Yes, we've got our own twists to it, but basically it's ice cream and flour forms bread. Let's watch it. This particular video is by Happy Baking, so it's there for quick, simple times when you're really craving sweet things. So you've got cake in a mug, classic. A melted tub of ice cream, some self-raising flour, into a tin. Oh, third ingredient, you can garnish it. Bake it.
This really appeals to me because I have ice cream.
Yes.
I have flour at home. I could go home and make an ice cream flour bread now.
The first version, going to mix up the flavour, going to go chocolate, but also vegan, because it's using oat milk ice cream. The second one, rum and raisin, classic.
Ooh.
So rum ice cream, and I'm adding my own raisins.
You say classic. Classic for ice cream, not so much for bread.
Method's really simple. Defrost a tub of ice cream and tip it into a bowl.
I thought we needed a whole tub of ice cream for the recipe.
What you do need is to make sure there's no lumps in it. Little chefy tip, if you're ever putting dried fruit, which are quite heavy, into a cake batter, if you dust them in flour, then it decreases the chance of them all sinking to the bottom as the cake bakes.
What I like there is the caveat of decreases the chance. What that means is...
It's still might be
Yep. And we have no way of telling.
Stir in self-raising flour.
show off.
Stir carefully. Decant into loaf tin. Garnish, optional. And bake.
I think the reason this video is really caught on is people are shocked by the idea of just combining flour and ice cream. But on sorting notes, we've done it a few times where we have just replaced the traditional fats for something more, well, unique.
We are just combining 2 ingredients, but each of those ingredients has got a number of ingredients in them. Like self-raising flour is flour and baking powder, so that's already got the raising agent in, so there's 2. And then ice cream is egg and sugar and fat, so it's 3. And if you put egg and sugar and fat and flour and raising agent together, cake.
Bread.
No, for me, the only thing that makes this bready is the fact they bake it in a loaf tin. It's a cake.
Well, I think once it's baked, we can slice it, put some butter, ham and cheese on it, and we can decide if it's bread.
A little bit of love on this one. Sugar strands. If it comes out cakey, I'll be really impressed at the cheat. If it comes out bready, I'll eat my hat.
That's not a big deal for him. He's actually got one of those hats that's just made of fruit at home.
So Jamie, your turn. What are you doing?
I'm going to be making you some flaming hot Cheeto mozzarella sticks. But first, let's watch the vid. Okay, so this video is by Mike Spurlock, or Spurweezy. He's an amazing foodie from Richmond in Virginia. He loves everything about food and his recipes look great. And I love the look of these mozzarella sticks. We're going to mix up the cheese. We're going to try the mozzarella. We're also going to use cheese strings because I think they might be a safer bet when it comes to the melting and the keeping together. And we're going to mix up the crisps. We've got smoky bacon crisps and we've got cheesy Wotsits, which were like the UK equivalent of Cheetos. Just going to chop the cheese strings in half because we're in polite company. Usually, whole cheese strings and mozzarella stick, that'd be amazing. We've also picked a really low moisture mozzarella. We want it nice and dry. We want to make sure that there's no water in there that's interfering with the crumb and with the oil when we're frying it. But it does say on the packet, it's extra melty.
Same size as the cheese strings you said.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Sure.
What I like is we have a pretty classic principle, like pane, so flour, egg and breadcrumb, and where you can mix up some of those ingredients. We've done it over the years with swapping breadcrumbs for sesame seeds or desiccated coconut to make like coconut crusted chicken nuggets. That I really like. So this is just another version of that.
I'm then going to add in an extra step. I'm going to roll my cheese strings in flour before putting them in the egg. Proper pane, boys. Now it's the fun part. I'm going to whiz up my crisps in a mini chopper. I want a really fine crumb. Dust. Dust.
Dust.
Look at dust.
Look at dust.
Wotsits. And last up, we're doing the Cheetos. And now we pane. Into the flour, from the flour into the egg, and then from the egg into one of our 3 crisp choices, and maybe later on, all 3 crisp choices.
So the flour just creating that extra layer of protection.
Jay, so why did this TikTok video stand out so much?
I think this is everything the internet loves about crazy food videos, but you're shortcutting it and you're hacking it by using something else that you already love, which is crisps. It's what food videos for the internet were made to do.
And they lend themselves so easily for you to mixing up flavours and combinations at home.
Let's not just pane with one flavour of crisp. Let's mix it up. So first pane, flour, egg, smoky bacon. But then, more egg.
The cross-contamination here is
I know,
insane.
horrific.
And then, flaming hot Cheetos.
It's quite endearing to see the level of pride he gets from something like this. It's like he's split the atom. Yeah. Also, notice, when he gets bored of paneing, he thinks if I eat it, I'll have less to pane.
Now these will go into a freezer for 2 hours to chill up. In the interest of time, the food team did make some earlier this morning and froze them for us. I don't think you can tell the difference. I think it's quite amazing how consistent they are between a real chef and me. We're going to start off by frying these whilst these chill down a little bit, but I'm coming back for the mozzarella and the double panes. The oil's at 170-ish. I'm going to check them every minute or so. I'm expecting them to take about 3 minutes in total. My estimate of 3 minutes may have been slightly over-egging it. 1 is closer to the mark. Considering they're 3 very different colours before they get fried, they all look exactly the same when they come out of the oil.
What, even the Cheeto one?
Even the Cheeto ones. I mean, you're asking the colourblind guy.
Yeah, they look pretty different to me.
Do they?
What?
Now in with my mozzarella specials. Let's try these ones whilst they're hot. Right, Cheetos first. is this going to get a cheese pull? Look at that! That works.
There we go. The atom has been split.
Spaff,
Yes!
you've done it.
My arms aren't that long. Hang on, I'm still going.
That is insane. That was disgusting.
Oh, idiot.
So I had the flaming hot Cheeto one. There was a little bit of flavour there if I searched for it, but it was not flaming hot anymore. Baz, what did you have?
Got bacon.
Yeah, and
100% bacon.
amazing.
I had a cheese pull and a crunch. But then what's it's a cheesy? So cheese and cheese, it's sort of double cheese. What I really wanted was to dip it in a ranch or a tangy, fruity chutney or something.
It's never ever good enough, is it? These ones are my cheese twists. So this is the cheese string, which is the kind of thing that people just have in the fridge. Does it pull? Oh, Emma's! Yes, yes!
And because these cheese strings are more cheesy than mozzarella, which has a wonderful pull, but it's a relatively mellow cheese, it's actually got a nicer flavour.
I think it's safe to say they worked. I fried off my Spaff special with my smoky bacon and my flaming hot Cheetos. Whilst I eat this, what did you guys think of the trend?
For me, I think they did everything I expected them to do. I never expected them not to work. What I quite like is the fact that you've got the flexibility to mix up the flavours of the snacks that you blend up.
It's a point of interest. It adds a little bit of flavour, adds a different colour if it's the Cheetos one, and you get to call them something fun, but it does work.
So baked, cooled, cake.
Ooh.
Twice.
Ooh.
I think this one has sunk a bit after it came out of the oven, and I think that might just be, there was more of it.
I wonder if one tub was cold in the other.
That could also be a difference.
Did Barry Taylor just school Ben on science?
Fair to say the raisins sank a little bit, but I think more importantly, I think the cake batter rose around it.
Just imagine how much they would have sunk,
Oh,
Baz.
Cheers.
Cheers. That's actually a really tasty cake.
For a cake, it's not a very sweet cake.
But it's also very enriched to be bread. So it's like a cross between brioche, but also more cakey, but it looks like a loaf which you slice.
Do you like it?
I love the simplicity of it. And for me, I would put this in the same bracket as cake in a mug. It's never gonna be the best cake you've ever made, but it's damn easy.
I'd make that at home with the kids because it's
Yeah.
fun to do and it's an easy way to make a cake and we can all have cake this afternoon.
Should we try this one? Like a good loaf cake, carrot cake or a parsnip loaf or something you would, a lemon drizzle, it cuts like cake.
Did he just say good parsnip cake? Is that a thing? Cheers.
Good. Oh. Oh.
Big hit of chocolate, but then texture-wise, it feels really fluffy and light, and as soon as you bite into it and add moisture from your mouth, it
Disappears.
It's pasty.
yeah.
I actually think I preferred the rum cake.
The ice cream is really chocolatey, but I think you lose some of that richness of the chocolate when it's baked out, so it becomes more chocolate cake-like. However, the sugar strands on top remain their crunch, and that's a wonderful texture thing. I'm glad we did it, because it's an interesting experiment. I like thinking about the science of it. Would I do it again? No. But they're tasty.
So my pie has had half an hour in the oven at 200. I then lowered the temperature down to 180 for another half an hour. And then as I took it out of the oven, well, my oh my, was it loose. I then had to put it to the side, let it cool down to set up. And here we have the result. Now, what I hadn't appreciated was when I was sprinkling the flour and the butter at the end, I didn't realise that at that point in time, I was making the pie top.
Hence why you don't stir it.
Yeah, in my head, the butter and the flour are going to help stabilise the filling into a curd-like consistency.
No, so inside of this is just cherryade and sugar. Still quite wet. Oh God. And here's your first slice.
I tell you what,
No, Jamie, look what's left in the pie case.
Oh, right, okay.
I mean, there's soggy bottom and then there's that.
Chicken, a little bit of sauce on top.
Oh, Barry.
Look at the state of that.
Cheers.
Cheers.
It tastes like extremely sweet cherry pie.
I was genuinely quite excited for this to work, and it hasn't. The only bit that really is edible are the tiny bits of pastry crimp that never touched any of the other stuff you put in.
Maybe we've failed. We didn't do this recipe justice.
How much cooking did you do of that?
Okay, I failed, I screwed up. How about I remake it and stick it on Instagram on the same day this video comes out?
Agreed.
So you can go now and check that out if it actually worked. I really hope it does, otherwise it's a real waste of time.
I think you should keep going until it does work.
Well, after all that, I'm not really sure if any of those were a outrageous success.
I don't think any of them were particularly great at all.
But
Speak for yourselves.
we enjoyed making those, and if you enjoyed watching this video, then make sure you like this video.
We will, of course, link to all of the TikTok creators that we featured in the video, so you can check them out in the description box below.
And head to Twitter and search for the hashtag Sorted Food Trends. There's loads of trends on there, and you can submit your own for what we should review next time. Oh, and obviously, you're going to be on Instagram checking out Barry's video of his Sprite Pie success. If you can hear a strange rattling sound in the background, we've got quite a noisy oven in the development kitchen.
If you give it like a good hip thrust, it usually sort of...
We're rolling, yeah? Because that was your audition tape for Strictly.